Yo, what's good people, it's Cactus, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a bit of a challenge. So the idea is I'm going to be picking random instruments to add to my beat. I've prepared a wheel of the names. I'm going to be spinning that wheel, and whichever instrument it lands on, I'm going to have to use it. I'm not sure which genre I'm going to be making or which direction I want to take it, but I guess we'll know from the first spin. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so I've got the wheel of names open. As you can see, I've given them categories just because there's way too many instruments to list. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead, spin the first one, and then start the beat. Piano. Alright, I can work with that. I feel like that's an easy start. The only tricky thing is if I start a certain type of beat and the next instrument doesn't really fit the vibe, then it's just not going to make sense. So I'm going to use the Noir piano from Contact, and we'll just figure out a melody. I might start with a counter melody. Something like this. Then we could just copy that over and change something at the end. So even just like bring this down, figure out something here. There we go. Now I'm just going to build some chords on top of it. We'll start with some bass notes though. Bring these down. And then we can come back up. So just starting really simple, but now we can add the chords in. And I think for the chords, I want to go with something dark, so I'm literally just going to copy this out. Let's try this. So I kind of like the way that sounds. I'm just going to strum the chords though, randomize the velocity a bit, and then randomize the top ones too. There we go. Ooh, with halftime it sounds sick. I've just brought this down too, so it's got a bit of a reverse. Alright, cool. I think that'll do for the piano, so let's go ahead and spin another one. Brass or bass? Alright, so we're going straight into the bass. I'm gonna go with the growler mood bass. Definitely my favorite sub bass. I can just follow the main bass notes. And then we can get some slides in as well. Try this. I'm going to copy the piano over so I can add some variation. Let's try this. Definitely adds to the darkness. You know what? This isn't going too bad so far, but let's see what the third one brings. Woodwind. I feel like I've been set up perfectly for some orchestral beat. The flute, we're going to use the crystal flute, one of my favorite banks again. We'll extend that and add some notes at the top. Maybe bring that back. Then we're one down here. Then I'm hearing it come back down. Hard. And then I can just copy that and then change a few notes. Something like this. Okay, that's gonna do for now. So let's see what the next instrument is. A lead. I mean, I kind of just made a lead with the flute, but we'll have to run with it. For the lead, I've just found this preset in Analog Lab. And I think for the pattern, I'm just going to leave the beat playing and I'll record something in. And we'll just manually move some. I want it to be a little bit off. Sounds pretty natural. I think it will fit in one part anyway, but let's spin the wheel again. Pad. Alright, I think a pad could work for this one. For the pad, I'm going back to Expand 2. This is one of my favorite plugins for pads, and it's like $10 or something. I'm using this spooky preset, and I'm going to keep the chords kind of simple, just following what we've already done. I'll just make those a bit bigger. Actually, I'll bring that one down. Try this. Yeah, I like that. So I'm just gonna quantize it and then copy it over. Just simple. Okay, maybe we'll try one more. Alright, textures. This could be interesting. I guess it's kind of like a pad, but we'll see what we can find. Alright, I've just found this texture in a contact bank, and I'm just going to stretch this out. I'm just hitting one note, which is the root note, and I think this will work. Just adds a bit of atmosphere. I can do the same here. Yeah, it sounds hard. And then I found another texture. I'm going to add it about here. Shorter though. But then on the second texture, I've just added shaper box so it could be panned to both sides, and then I've cut out some lows. Just like that. I think it helps with the mix. Alright, could we add one more? Let's just have a look. Okay, brass. You know what? I think some brass would fit in here, so let's just try. I'm gonna have to use the orchestra complete because they've got a sick bank called Horns from Hell, or Horns of Hell. And then I can just pick the right preset from here. So yeah, even this high tongue staccato preset, and then I could just do the same chords like this. So I've just pasted the piano in there. I'll get rid of the bottom notes, or maybe I'll keep the bottom notes, but just one layer. So yeah, I think that sounds kind of sick. Oh, I think we're halftime though. That same preset as the piano. And then just cutting out some lows. I think it makes it sound darker. I think I've definitely got enough instruments in there now. So let's get in the drums. And of course I'm going to use my Trap Lords drum kit, which is in my Vault drum collection. We'll grab a hat like this. I'll go with an 8-weight like this. We'll choose this open hat. And then I'm going to select a rim as well. Something like the Stonebridge one or the Trials one. Okay, so we've got a bounce now. And this is all it needs for the hats. And just a quick roll at the end. Alright, let's get the 8-weight in. Bring that one back. Maybe another one like here, and then just coming up. Try this. Maybe this one could come up an octave, and we'll grab another one here. Yeah, there we go. And then I'll bring these three up an octave. And maybe some quicker ones. And then some quick ones at the end. Yeah, there we go. And I'm just boosting that 8-weight a bit. About there. Alright, so now the open hat. Bring that back. I think this will work. There we go. Gonna need a perk, so I'm gonna take this Shake Lord perk. I also want to take this little zap perk just to add 3 notes. So it's going to be these 3 here. Subtle, but I like it. Just adds a little something. One of the last things I'm going to need is a snare. I just need like a counter snare like this one. Then at the end I'm just going to add a bit of a roll like this. And then the last thing is just going to be a kick. And I think this overkill one is my hardest in the trap kit. So what I can do is just take the 8-weight pattern, copy it into the kick, press Alt and K to bring it all down to C. And then we're just going to keep a few of the notes. Let's turn it down. Then even most of these, I think. See, it's hitting hard enough, definitely. And I think I'll have a second 8-weight pattern, which is a little bit simpler. So yeah, I've got all the drums I need right now, so I'm just gonna start arranging it. Okay, so we're just gonna stretch everything out. I'm gonna mute the lead for now, and I'll figure out what to do with that soon. Copy everything out a few times. Then I think for the intro, we'll just have the piano. And then maybe the flute, sub bass too. Yeah, there we go. And then for the hook, maybe I could bring halftime off the piano. We haven't really tried that yet. So I'll create an automation clip, and then right at the end, we'll just have that dot. We're gonna take the sub bass out, take the flute out, even the pad, and I think we'll take the percussion out too. Yeah, I think halftime had to come off there. Just brings the energy back. I'm gonna take out this texture too. And then the snare can come off until about here. Then in this section, yeah, the sub bass can stay out, flute can stay out, and then maybe just the pad and the other texture. And obviously all the perks. I need to bring the brass in as well. There we go. Okay, so from here, it's gonna go into the verse. I'm gonna cut everything apart from the piano, and we'll cut halftime off as well. So it's gonna look something like this, and we'll bring the texture in too, and maybe the hats right at the end. Maybe 1 808 pan. Yeah. So I like the way the flute sounds just coming straight in. Okay, for this section, I think most things can just stay out, all the drums come in. Yeah. And now I'm thinking this next part, this is where the lead can come in. But because that's coming in, I'm going to take the flute out, pad and the texture. I'm also going to take the kick out there, the kick out this one. And yeah, we'll leave that other texture in. And then I'll create a bit of a bridge here, so we'll take out that 808. Also take out some of the percussion. Actually, the open hat can stay in. Cut the kick there. Oh yeah, and I need to create that second 808 pattern, so I'll make this unique, and then we'll cut a few out. Take this one out as well, and then we'll take some of these out. See how this sounds. I think that's all it needed. And before I copy everything over, I wonder if a drum fill would work in this. I just dropped the new drum fill kit, which is the Defiant drum fill kit. Some sick ones in here. It's mainly for drill, but there's definitely some that will work with trap beats. So some of these maybe. Yeah, maybe this last one. Yeah, that sounds crazy. I think even at this point here where their hats drop. Mad. And then we'll just have one more before the drop. And then at this point, I can copy everything across. All right, let's have a listen from the beginning. So yeah, in the intro, I'm just starting with piano and halftime. And then just to build it up a bit, I'll bring in the sub bass and the flute.
Cactus.
I feel like that random name generator or the random wheel picker just blessed me. Let me make a full orchestral beat. When it drops crazy. So yeah, I think halftime definitely had to come off for the hook. Yeah, this is where the brass comes in on that extra pad. I love the way that flute comes in just as everything else dies. And then the fill again. That fill sounds nuts. And then yeah, now we've got the kick and the lead. If I'm honest, I wouldn't normally add a lead to a beat like this, but I think it works for this one. Switches things up. I like that it keeps changing here. And then back to the hook.